what we will do the session in mix Hindi English. Anywhere where anything is not understood or understandable, please let me know, right? So I have observed Arnavi on all four parameters on her orientation, aptitude, personality, and interest. First, if I look at her orientation, my observation is that in Arnavi's case, her practical orientation is highest, followed by academic orientation, followed by people orientation. This means अगर मैं आपको 3 स्टैंड अलोन काम दूं आर्नवी करने के लिए, एक, मैं आपको बोलूं कि बिटिया आप कोई स्केचिंग कर लीजिए, कोई डिबेट कर लीजिए, कोई ड्राइंग कर लीजिए, कोई डांस कर लीजिए, जो प्रैक्टिकल काम है. सेकंड, आई टेल यू टू मे बी read a chapter of physics or do 10-20 questions of maths or read a chapter of biology, जो एकेडमिक काम है. और तीसरा मैं आपको कहूं कि किसी अननोन पर्सन के साथ या तो रिलेटिवली लेस नोन पर्सन के साथ बैठ के कोई डिस्कशन, कोई डिबेट कर लीजिए. तो इन तीनों कामों में से इफ देयर इज नो प्रेशर ऑन योर हेड, आप सबसे पहले प्रैक्टिकल काम उठा के करना पसंद करेंगे. सेकंड नंबर पे आप एकेडमिक्स का काम उठा के करना पसंद करेंगे. और थर्ड नंबर पे आप अननोन इंटरेक्शन में जाएंगे. डू यू अग्री टू दिस?
Yeah. Yes.
So then आपको academically pursue करना पसंद नहीं है ज़्यादा?
I mean, क्योंकि I have to do it. It's an obligation, so I do it.
अच्छा, otherwise
Otherwise, sometimes I enjoy it, sometimes I'm like obliged to do it.
Basically, I think if she picks up something, she will complete the task. If she has to participate in a dance, she will participate very nicely. And she's also good in academics.
I am very comfortable with all three. She's also good at interaction. Her interaction is not bad.
With interaction, it's little jittery. She will not be able to mix up with me.
No. Interaction. When I'm talking about interaction, that will primarily not define new or old, known or unknown. It will not define. What I'm trying to say is, let me put it other way. Let me give you another perspective, Arnav. Let us say you are in the middle, or you have a half completed sketch or a half completed drawing lying in your room. You have an option to complete it. Second, you have an option to do maybe 10-20 questions of maths or read a chapter of physics. And third, there is somebody unknown, friend of your dad or mom, who has come home and he or she is sitting in the drawing room. You have a third option to go and sit with them, entertain them till the time parents come back. Out of these three given tasks on your table, when you have no pressure, what is something which you will like to pick up as the first priority?
No pressure. Like
No pressure.
then sketching most probably, then academic work, and then
This is precisely what I'm trying to put across. That if I look at the natural inclination of the child, I find, so what I have exactly written, I will once again read it to you. Child is highest in practical, next high on academic, and next high on people orientation. Whereas I feel that overall Arnavi is high in all three orientations. She is not bad at any of the orientations. But given a choice or a priority to be taken, this is going to be what is her priority graph or task selection priority graph. Do you agree to this?
Yes.
Yeah. Ma'am, you also agree?
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Yes.
So looking at this, this is what we call as task prioritization graph or an orientation graph. As a psychometrist, what I understand from this graph is that Arnavi should go to an area where she gets a mixed combination of all three applications. She gets to have people to interact. She gets to have practical application. she gets to have academic enhancement. She should have all three things in combination available. If I send her to an area which is just academic oriented, and I take away complete practical application as well as complete interaction out of that particular course or curriculum, she will not enjoy in that area, or she will burn out very fast in that area. That is what broadly I understand when I talk about orientation graph in Arnavi's case, right? Having
Yes.
understood the orientation graph, we move to the second step where we try to figure out the aptitude of the child. In Arnavi's case, I find her aptitude relatively high. Now, carefully understand the word. If a child comes to me and the child is 10 on 10 CGPA, or let's say 97, 98% child, that means the child has done good with all subjects. So I have to figure out that comparatively within the subject zone, what kind of subjects you feel more comfortable with. Those are your high aptitude zone areas. And what comparatively subjects you feel less comfortable with. Those are your low aptitude zone areas. Now in Arnavi's case, I find her aptitude high on, first is physical sciences, that is physics, you have shown me good comfort with. Your life sciences, you've shown me good comfort with, that is biology. Linguistics, you have shown me comfort, that is languages, specifically if I talk about English. Your numerics, mathematics, you have given me good comfort with, that is you're playing with. Can you hear me? So I was talking about the areas which you have shown me good comfort with. You have shown me good comfort with physics, that is physical sciences, life sciences, that is biology, languages, linguistics, specifically if I talk about English. You've shown me also decent comfort with your fundamental numerics, mathematics. You've shown me comfort with chemistry. You've shown me comfort with computers. If I look at your overall knowledge gaining process, there are two extreme categories of children. One category of children are children whom we call are rote learners. They love to mug up things to reproduce in the exam. And second category of children are children whom we call are logic driven children. They step by step understand the entire concept, understand the entire subject, and then reproduce in the exam. I find in your case to be more logically understanding oriented child. You don't like too much amount of mugging up or pure rote learning. So you're logical understanding oriented. You've shown me comfort in read orientation. That is, you do read extra. Your watch orientation is high. You spend a lot of time in learning by watching your screen time. You've shown me comfort in speak orientation. That is, you're good at public speaking, like debates, declamations. You've also shown me comfort in artistic bent. That is, your hand on drawing, sketching, painting, doodling, crafting. You've shown me comfort with. You've shown me comfort with performing bent. There are three things which are part of performing, that is singing, dancing, acting. Anybody who shows me comfort in one or more than one areas, we say the child is comfortable in performing bent. You have shown me comfort. And last but not the least, I find you to be a very explorative child. Means whatever comes your way, you would like to explore, experience, engage, experiment with the things. But here I also want to clarify that you are explorative, but you are not research oriented. You do not in every step get very deep into the things to dig out knowledge. So we say you are explorative but not research oriented. These are your high aptitude zone areas. I will now quickly tell you your low aptitude zone areas, and then I would want you to understand and give me response if you find it to be right or not. I find your aptitude relatively low. That means whatever I have told you in high zone, in comparison to that, I find your aptitude relatively low on first is theoretical bent. So if I give you too much amount of theory to read, that is not something which you really enjoy. It needs to have some application within it. So your theoretical bent is low. Your rote orientation is low, which I already explained you. You do not like to mug up things without understanding much. Your legal political bent is low, which is connected to civics as a subject in 10th grade level. You've not shown me too good comfort with economics. You've not shown me comfort in history, geography. Your right orientation is low. I don't see you extra writing at all. Blogs, short stories, poems, and so on. I find your sports bent to be low. You're not too much a sporty child. I find your culinary bent to be low. I don't see you engaging in cooking, baking, chopping, microwaving. I don't see you engaging in that. Your digital bent is low. I don't see you engaging in photography, filmmaking, film editing. And last but not the least, I find your research bent to be low, which I already explained you that you are explorative but not research oriented. Now, Arnavi, you tell me if there is any mismatch which you feel.
Yeah, here one parameter, like you said, reading part. So she is very fond of reading novels. Like at a stretch, she will finish one novel sometimes, even if it is 1,000 pages book.
Right.
So I don't know that reading part, what you commented.
Now, when I say read oriented, the child is read oriented. That means the child does extra reading. And I have put it in high band zone. She is a good reader. That is what I have said.
On something you were saying regarding the reading part, which I couldn't get what.
She is high on reading, but she is low on writing. She is not into extra writing.
Poems and stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Fine.
Any mismatch you feel, or you feel we are at the same page?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
We're at the same page?
Yeah.
Arre wah. I should give pat to myself. I've done the right job. If the patient has no complaint, that means the doctor has done the right job.
True.
Are you sure there is no mismatch, my child?
Yeah.
You feel comfortable till here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have explained you two things about you. I have explained you your orientation. I have explained you your aptitude. If I look at your personality as on day, as when we have done this brain map, as on day, I find your personality to be academically and practically balanced personality. You are not a child who needs to be too much who needs to be pushed to do academia or needs to be pulled out of academia to do some practical application. You balance your own academics as well as practical application by yourself. So we say personality wise, she is academically and practically balanced on her labor, right? If I look at your interest, now this is very important for you, Arnavi, to understand. If I look at your interest application, I find your मेरा फोन ऐश्वर्या को दो कॉल आ रहा है उनको बोलो उठा ले. If I look at your interest, I find your interest application lacking or low towards, ध्यान से सुनना, mathematics, sciences, social sciences, computers and research. इन एरियाज में स्कूल एकेडमिक्स के अलावा आप मेरे को कुछ भी एक्स्ट्रा करते हुए दिखाई नहीं दे रहे हो. आई फाइंड यू मोर इंक्लाइंड टुवर्ड्स प्रैक्टिकल, इंटरैक्टिव, जनरल अवेयरनेस एंड एक्सप्लोरेटिव बेंट. राइट? So in the concluding remarks, what I have written for you is, looking at the current brain map, I suggest the following. Now, if I would have done your brain map at the end of class 10, I would have definitely told you whether you should go for PCM, PCB, commercial studies, or humanities, social sciences. Since you have just finished grade 9 and you have still 1 year to go to finish your grade 10, I have given certain conditions to be fulfilled during grade 10, based on which we should take a decision of what we should do. Fundamentally, if you will ask me, definitely you are not a PCB child. You are not a child who is right fit for physics, chemistry, biology. And also you are definitely not a right fit child to go for humanities and social sciences. This is what we can ascertain at this point of time. But out of the other two given technical options, practical options, that is a PCM or commercial studies, what I have written, I will read it out to you. In case you do not understand anything, please let me know. I have written, looking at the current brain map, I suggest the following. Number one, increase your frequency and versatility of reading at 10th grade. Also start reading editorials and blogs. Till now, your reading is more inclined towards fiction, non-fiction, primarily novels. But if I look at your holistic read related to economics, business, finance, contemporary, art, history, geography, international politics, international debating, and so on, is that exposure is low, lacking. So what I have said is improve your versatility of reading and also add editorials and blogs from newspapers when you are reading in grade 10. That is one which you need to do. Second, take exposure outside school in Python computer language. In school, are you studying Python in 10th? No. So you please study Python. Start with your basic in Python. If you are able to consume basic well, move to advanced Python. Right? ये 10th के साथ साथ करना है. Third, take extra exposure in scientific areas. आपके केस में issue क्या है? Your orientation matches science, aptitude matches science, personality matches science, but your interest does not match. So what you need to do, along with 10th, attend events, write Olympiads, read editorials, watch videos related to varied subjects across physics, chemistry, and biology. Right? These three things I want you to do along with grade 10. Now, in the last paragraph, what I have written, if this brain map, which is there on my table right now, would have been Arnavi's brain map at the end of class 10, I would have said, as on day, I find her most suitable to go for commercial studies with mathematics in 11th, 12th. I would have told you, please take commerce with maths in 11th, 12th. Looking at her lack of interest application in the area of sciences. But I have given you certain tasks to do in 10th grade, post which I suggest reassessment at the end of grade 10. If your interest application within sciences gets built in next 9 to 10 months, which is a very reasonable probability, then we may think of going for PCM. Over to you for your questions.
Is there any probability of her going to PCB?
I don't find three things are lacking, sir, for PCB. One, since I don't know whether you know my background or not. My parents are both doctors. My father is gold medalist from PGI Chandigarh. My mother is gold medalist from Amritsar Medical College. She's a gynec, father is a surgeon. And I come from the family of doctors. You yourself are doctors. First thing which I very strongly require for medical sciences is a very strong rote learning. Second, a very good memorization capability. Her short-term memorization is good, but if I look at her pure rote learning, that is not very good. Second, I need the child to be more strong in theoretical bent in comparison to mathematical bent. Hers is reverse. She is more strong in mathematical bent, relatively less strong in theoretical bent. And third disconnect is that she is overall not or relatively less inclined towards the sciences.
But she loves biology.
She loves
Uh,
biology because it's a logical subject, not because she has got a great inclination towards life sciences. There is a difference. For example, children who are very good at theoretical, linguistic, rote-oriented aptitude, they also love biology. That does not mean the child will have a strong inclination towards life sciences. I'm not
Mohit,
denying the fact.
can I ask you, what do we understand by this rote learning?
Ma'am, rote learning is ratta marna, mugging up.
तुम्हें तो understand नहीं होती है, like complete बिना समझे खत्म होना है।
और मेडिकल साइंसेज में जब मेरे को इतना वॉल्यूम सब्जेक्ट का कवर करना होता है, आई डू नॉट हैव एवरी टाइम स्पेस ऑफ टाइम दैट आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग एंड मग इट अप. तो मेडिकल साइंसेज में सबसे पहले मैं ये देखता हूं कि बच्चे का प्योर रट्टा स्ट्रांग है. अगर
Okay, can I ask you this, Mr. Mohit, कि आपने ये कैसे pick up किया कि she is not a rote learner and मतलब because I was there that day when her assessment was being done by Aishwarya. So
मैम, अगर एक सिंपल एमबीबीएस डॉक्टर
हाँ.
25,000 कफ एंड कोल्ड के पेशेंट्स देखेगा तो वो किसी ईएनटी स्पेशलिस्ट से बेहतर डॉक्टर बन जाए. So I have done 25,000 brain maps of kids of her age. So with the responses which parents have shared with me, and based on my last 25 years of experience in connecting with psychometry of such kids, I am able to pick it up. I don't know whether you know my academic background or not. I have done
So
my BTech.
we don't know actually.
I have done my BTech from IIT Delhi. Because when my parents asked me after 10th, what do you want to do? I told them मैं ड्राइवर बन जाऊंगा लेकिन डॉक्टर नहीं बनूंगा. तो बोले अच्छा फिर डॉक्टर नहीं बनना है तो इंजीनियर बन जाओ. Because पूरा family environment was all sciences. So I did 4 years of BTech. I don't know why. Final year में मैंने एक प्रोफेसर से पूछा साहब आगे क्या करना चाहिए. बोले MTech करो. I gave GATE. I did MTech in structures from IIT Delhi. Again, I don't know why. In final year, I asked one of my professors, I said, "Sab, आगे क्या करना चाहिए?" So this gentleman tells me, "Mohit, technology education is not right education for you." I said, "Sir, if not technology education, then what?" He says, "You should go for management." So I gave CAT. I had 2 IIM calls. I could not convert any of the IIM calls. Finally, I did my MBA from Nirma University Institute of Management in Ahmedabad. I teach at IIM Ahmedabad, teach at NID, CEPT, IIM Bombay, I am Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, and so on and so forth. So my primary interaction with these kids for last 20 years had been on psychometry, where there are multiple parameters, which get connected and which make you understand that the kid is a rote learner or not. I'll give you a very simple a rather answer to your question. If a kid shows me comfort at top league with biology, history, civics in single row, that shows the child is a rote oriented child. But along with biology, if the child is showing more comfort with subjects which are mathematical, analytical, statistical in nature, that means the child is more understanding and logically understanding oriented child. And that is why I don't rely on just one class. I have taken her things across board from, let's say, grade, I think 8 onward, 6 onward, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across board.
We would like to talk to you alone. It's okay.
Come
Can I send
again,
Arnavi?
come again, sir.
We would like to talk to you alone. Can I send Arnavi now?
Yes, you can do that, sir. Parents, I can spend time alone, no worries.
Thank you.
God bless you, my child.
Thank you.